What's the solution to landlords selling up their letting portfolios? Today I'm joined by Sally Lawson, who is, in my considered opinion, the best UK letting agency guru and trainer. Sally, a lot of landlords selling up at the moment. My figures suggest about 43% more than pre-COVID. What can letting agents do to solve that problem of losing property?
Yeah, it's a big problem at the moment, and lots of letting agents are saying, we're losing landlords. And the problem with losing the landlords is, of course, we haven't got that current stream of new landlords coming onto the market, and so it just feels like it's going down. But there is a solution.
But I mean, interestingly though, I know it doesn't surprise you because I know you know the numbers, but the number of rental properties is still growing. The net effect, even if you look at the actual stats, that the big one is this: so many landlords are going to open rent. I mean, 2019, 4% of landlords, nationally 23, 24. We're not proving our worth, are we?
No, we're back to that 82% again, aren't we? The 82% of landlords that are choosing not to use letting agents and management because we're not fit for purpose anymore. We're just not serving them like we should be. And just like those landlords that want to sell, they're ultimately going to go to an estate agent, or maybe you've got a sales arm, they're going to go over there, they're going to sell their property, and they're going to be gone forever to your business.
And you know what's, the how lettings and sales rub each other up the wrong way. Yeah, we'll sell it. It's not right, is it?
No, and from the sales department, it's like, yeah, happy days, we've got a new instruction. From a lettings department, it's commiserations. So we need to turn that around. Okay, so here's what you do. You need to see yourself as a matchmaker. All right, so you need to start creating lists. There's another thing that surprises me actually. Most letting agents don't have a CRM, an email software or a collection of data for prospects. Okay, so get yourself a CRM system and start to gather a collection of people that want to buy. So gather a list of investors, people that want to buy properties.
Did you put an advert out recently that got some names, numbers?
Yeah, so we talk about funnels, Chris. So we built a funnel and we called it the off-market funnel.
Sorry, you didn't mind me interrupting, but
no,
you just dropped something in.
No, yes, people don't know what funnels are. I think I'm talking about cooking. So anyway, a funnel is an online digital lead capture system. All right, so we put an online digital lead capture system out for landlords wanting to buy properties off market. And we had 177 register in 1 week and 17 booked calls with us. The branch manager called me and went, "Turn it off, please turn it off." We're like, no. Anyway, we did eventually turn it off because it just got absolutely crazy. But these are all landlord investors that wanted to buy properties. And we had at the time 3 or 4 landlords that wanted to sell. And it's like, well, okay, that's great. We've got 3 or 4 landlords want to sell, but we've got 177 want to buy. So we sorted those out. We got those matched up. We charged the buyer, not the seller. So the buyer pays an acquisition fee, signs a contract with you to pay an acquisition fee of 2% of the property value. They also as well agree to use you for managed services for 2 years.
Because that's where I was thinking, they're going to bugger off, aren't they?
No, yes, that's right. But they're not, because you sign them up and you only put the property to them if they agree to those terms and sign those terms. Plus you get proof of funds, proof of mortgage, all that.
So they have to sign up to those even before they get so they can't do a dodgy or...
No, they don't even know what the property is. They sign up to that service, then you put the property to them, and if they buy it, then you get 2% plus VAT, or you can charge whatever you want. We charge 2%. 2% plus VAT at the purchase price, plus you get a 2 years management contract, and then then you just basically keep the property. It doesn't go anywhere. And if you think about it, it's about £8,000 in that deal for an average property price. If you're in London, it's scary, So
Well, that's just one property.
Just one property, yeah. Whereas most letting agents make £1,000 a year per property. So you could be making £8,000 on that. Just by changing the way you think. And this is what I say about, you've got to get yourself out of the business and actually look at the business and say, well, okay, we do lettings and management, but could we do something else? And
it's like
it's
you
a
said,
small twist.
The lettings and management is just collect the rent and ring the landlord with problems. This is thinking like a business person.
Of course it is.
Mindset.
And your revenue per customer has gone from £1,000 a year to £8,000 in just one simple little deal. It's a matchmaking service, and it's so simple because when I ask my rooms about this, I say, have you ever helped a landlord buy a property? Oh, yeah. Have you ever helped a landlord sell it? Oh, yeah. You ever thought of putting the two together? Oh, we're doing it anyway. We're just doing it for free.
What holds agents back? I mean, I know you do courses in this, and this is not designed to be a promo for your courses. They are good, by the way. But what holds people back even when they know how to do this? What can they do to get over those problems?
I would have to say the two big things are time and fear. And sometimes they blame time, but it's actually fear.
What do they fear?
Change. We all fear change. And so because we've always done it this way, and because everybody does it this way, we all think like sheep, we've got to keep doing it this way. But actually, occasionally, you have a sheep that goes through the fence and actually finds the long green grass. And that's what you've got to do. You've got to think, well, okay, I've got to be different. And I've got to step outside the box and change things, because the average profitability of UK letting agents is 11.9%. If you just do what everyone does, that's the best you're going to get, because that's the top 1,000 letting agents. If you want 20%, 30%, 40%, 50% profitability, you've got to increase your value per customer. And it's got to be from £1,000. So here's some simple numbers for you. An unoptimized letting agency, this is from my research of agents we've dealt with, and we've dealt with over 5,000 agents now. Average letting agent generates about £1,000 a year per customer. Per property under management.
It's not a lot.
No.
I mean, when I was at Belvoir 10 years ago, it was £1,000 property.
Yeah, it still is.
And
it's crazy.
And £1,000 is worth a lot less now than 10 years ago.
So an optimised agency, you should be looking at about £1,500 per property. But super optimised, when you've got all the 16 different levels of additional services, should be £2,000. Now, of course, in London, you can add another £500 or at least to all those figures. But you should be looking at £2,000 per property that you manage. So 100 properties. You should be managing, you should be getting twice the revenue in than you were if you were just in £1,000 property. So instead of 100,000, you should be getting £200,000 revenue into the bank. And you can even take it further than that. But just to give you an idea, a simple maths, have a look at your business. If it's £1,000 per property, unoptimised, £1,500 per property, optimised, £2,000 per property, super optimised. Central London, add some numbers onto that. Because we're just not looking at the other opportunities that are around there to generate revenue for our business. And it just takes stepping back and really just thinking about it.
Because it's not just a case of just saying that I'm at 10%, I'm going to charge 15, because I don't think there's many agents could get away with 15. It's probably taking it from 10 to say 12 or 8 to 10, and then charging the extras on everything else with the stuff that we've talked about in this video and other videos.
Yeah, it's additional services, basically. We're talking about additional services. You look at any business, you go to McDonald's, would you like to go large? You go to a restaurant, do you want any sides with that? Would you like a bottle of wine? Everywhere we go, there's upsells. Lettings and management. That's it. There's nothing else. So do you want us to help you with refurbishments? Do you want us to help you sell the property? I mean, our landlords, when they come to us and say, I'm thinking of selling, you say, well, we do realise we can sell this for you for free. Pardon? Oh, yes, we can sell it for you for free. Well, how does that work? Well, give us 6 weeks. We'll try and find one of our buyers for you. If we don't manage to sell it, that's fine. We'll put it on the open market for you. But if we do manage to sell it, then we will charge the buyer. Oh, really? Now, how many people do you think say yes to that?
I would say most.
Every single one. And so therefore what happens is we get 6 weeks free where we can find a buyer. If we find a buyer, we're going to get a 2% fee as opposed to sending it to the sales team, get maybe 1.5% at best.
If you're lucky.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then we're going to get management as well, can tie them into management. So it's just a win-win. It's just a rethink and a recalibration, really.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.